All right, so just a quick video about the dash cams I have. We got 3 cars and I have dash cams in all 3. The newest dash cam is in this car. This one has front and rear and it's built into the same unit. This is called Blackview. It's right there. And it has 2 different cords. One goes from the front into the fuse box with hardwired, where I hardwired it in. I ran the wire up, across, and down here. And then the second wire goes from this into the back. So you can see it, it's unobtrusive. It's up here, right there. The good thing about this one is it's got Wi-Fi. So you can transfer stuff. When you're sitting in the car, you can transfer stuff directly to your phone if you want to. Honestly, I never use that, but you can do that. So there's a second wire that runs here. I ran it up and across the headboard, or the headliner, to a second camera that's mounted somewhere here. It's somewhere here. Second camera is right there. So again, these are, I believe, both 1080p. Good enough. Good enough. The quality is fantastic. So in this second car and our third car, we have something called a Lukas black box. It came out before there were doubles. So this is just forward facing. Again, no screen. They make large ones with a screen. I just thought that wasn't such a good idea because this you can barely even tell there's a dash cam in the car. Same thing. I ran a wire across and over the headliner, down to a fuse box. And anybody that knows anything about adding stuff, there's a thing called an add a fuse, which turns one fuse into a double, and it's hardwired in. When I start the car, it starts right up. And it runs, and these things all loop. So in other words, you put in like a 164 gig card, little micro SD, and it just records and records over it and records over it. And it's there in case you ever have a problem. Both of them make an announcement when they start up, so you know it's working. It says, welcome to Lukas Black Box, drive safely. This one says Blackview, ready to record or whatever. This car, I like the idea of having a secondary camera in the back. So I actually installed an El Cheapo, I want to say with $50 or $60, little camera right there. It's just a self-contained unit. It runs separately. I have it, the wire going down here, and I'm just in the process now of I just plug it in right here. There's like a lighter back here for this car, and it runs across and down, and I'm just gonna have this coming out of this little piece. And I mean, this day and age with the software they have for editing movies and videos, it can join both. It can put them together based on the sound. So in other words, they both do sound. And if there's a sound that's common to both of them, which there's going to be, whether it's the music playing in the car or me talking or whatever, it'll sync both clips. So you can get the same front and rear sync together as this thing is doing automatically. Again, I think this one was around in the $300 range, maybe $350. This one was about close to $300 also. And these things, you get what you pay for, and they're both superb. I also have in both of these cars the ability for these things to record when the car is off. So this has driving mode. It also has like standby mode. You can turn it off or on. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. Anyway, so I have this I put in plain sight in this car. The 2 other cars I have, they're buried underneath. One's in the like a little glove box here. But the way they work is you can toggle it on or off. And if you toggle it off, when you turn the car off, it goes off. You have about a 20-second delay, and then it shuts itself off. If you toggle that little thing on, what happens is it will record when there's motion, even if the car is off, and it uses the car battery. So they make ones that have their own self-contained battery. A few $100, you have to hide the battery in the back. It was a whole big thing. This was much more convenient. what it does is it draws from the car battery, and you set it to go off either at a certain time, like 5 hours, or when the battery voltage gets to a certain level. You know, let's say 12.5 volts. When it gets to 12.5 volts, it shuts itself off, so it doesn't drain your battery. So that's it. Those are in both cars. Really good investment. In the car prior to this, we had the same car, but a couple of years earlier, somebody ran into my wife on the highway, and they said that somebody cut them off, and then they made up some story. But I mean, the dash cam showed that was a total fabrication. They just lost control of their car. Somebody tried to come into that lane, they lost control and smacked into her. And their insurance company just paid the claim immediately. Actually, it totaled the other car. They really whacked into us. So it was well worth having that dash cam for the couple of $100 that we spent. You know, it was a no-brainer. So I think every single car should have one, and I highly encourage you to get one if you don't have one. All right, that's it. Any questions? Feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. But I got 3 cars. I have 3 dash cams. Best money you can spend. I mean, you got a car that's worth what, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, whatever. This car's worth a lot more than that. It's silly. If somebody whacks into you, at least you know what's going on. You know, at least you know how it happened, and there's no question what happened. And you can, by the way, you can put whatever you want to be shown. In other words, you can keep the speed in the display, or you can turn the speed off. So in my case, I don't have the speed on in the video, because if I'm going 56 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone and somebody hits me, I don't need somebody's attorney saying, well, you were speeding and you're partially caused the accident. So this way I'm keeping up with traffic. Nobody knows I'm going 56 or 54, and it's just my own opinion on it. But you can keep the speed on or off. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about my hoarse voice. Any questions, comments, feel free to leave them.